It is the Riots Podcast, the Friday, October 6th edition. A great show today. We talk a lot about stress and comparing different stressful situations. And it just doesn't add up to us. So you'll get to hear some of that. Also, stuff you would never leave home without. But first, it's Croctober. It's officially here. And coming on October 23rd, Crocs has announced that they will be unveiling, they will be making available for sale their first ever Croc cowboy boot. It's a Croc and a cowboy boot all in one. I'm trying to picture the type of person that would actually buy this.
Probably somebody that wears Crocs and cowboy boots at different occasions.
What person does that? Man or woman?
Could be anybody.
Could be.
I mean, lots of people wear Crocs.
A lot of people wear Crocs.
And a lot of people wear cowboy boots.
I picture the people that wear, most people, if it's a guy wearing cowboy boots, he's not to be trifled with, right?
Could be that way.
You don't mess around with somebody like that. But you could mess around with a guy wearing Crocs.
I don't know if that's true. Crocs are for comfort, man.
So
Crocs don't make you weak.
No, they don't. But
they don't make you soft either.
No, it's not the Crocs' fault. But the type of person that wears Crocs typically tends to be somebody who values comfort over style.
Which can be someone who you don't want to trifle with.
You think so?
I mean, think about every country person you know. You really think that the only thing they care about is comfort. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about how they dress. They're wearing everything for comfort, man. They're like the king of Crocs. I feel like you would find more Crocs country living.
Uh-huh.
You're more likely to find people wearing Crocs that also own boots than people wearing Crocs that also own like Louis Vuitton. That's 100%. People who own,
I agree.
People
with that.
who are fancy, who like the finer things in life, ain't wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
The people that
I definitely don't picture somebody wearing Crocs being well-to-do.
Like where I grew up, Crocs were like huge. Everybody wore them to school. I never had a pair of Crocs. I wish I did, but Crocs. Everybody's parents wore Crocs. Everybody had Crocs because they're comfy.
You
Good
grew
for
up
the
in the
feet.
country.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you think there's just a world of people out there in the country that have been wearing cowboy boots this whole time because they like how it looks, but they've just been thinking, I like these cowboy boots, but if only they were more comfortable. Why isn't there a comfortable alternative to the cowboy boot? They've been thinking this whole time.
I'm thinking so.
I find that. It's difficult for me to picture.
Well, cowboy boots are just so uncomfy. They're so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Does you think somebody's going to be out there riding a horse with cowboy Crocs on?
I think this could also be for the kids, the kiddos, the country kiddos.
Yeah. Remember that kid that was singing in Walmart?
Yeah.
I can picture him wearing these.
Yeah, I think it's for the kiddos.
That's who these seem to be for to me.
The kiddos will rock these too. So if they want to rock their cowboy boots, because Dad, he's out there and he needs the boots on because of maybe the steel toe.
Yeah.
The dangers. Those little holes aren't doing him any favors if he's actually working. But his 6-year-old son next to him, who's just hanging out in the barn, he can rock the Croc version. More comfy for him, too. He doesn't have to complain. He won't complain about it. And you think about it, too, if maybe he's going for a more comfort look, if maybe on a Saturday, Dad isn't working with the pigs, he's doing something that's not quite as dangerous, whereas his feet might not get stepped on. Maybe he rocks the boot Crocs because you still want that protection at the ankle.
Yeah.
You want to keep that off your shin, but also you can keep the toes relaxed.
I guess so. Yeah, these could be like a training cowboy boot for many children. They could also, maybe these are good for like when you're on square dancing night because you want to still look. You want to still fit in, but also think about how much better your dancing would be if you were also comfortable while you were dancing.
It could be.
So that could be another application where I guess I can imagine some people doing that. I don't know. I you know what? It's difficult for me to imagine the person that wants these, but I know there's people that want them. I know it. You make something ridiculous like this, people will take it, will buy it right up. It'll probably be difficult actually to find.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. And then people will buy them. They'll go out quick. And maybe I'll get a pair.
Yeah. You think you'll know somebody? You know a lot of country people. You think you're going to know somebody who
That'll
has
be able to get their hands on these? I don't think so. I feel like these are going to go quick.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a long-term addition to the Croc repertoire or if this is just a limited edition thing. But it's coming October 23rd, Croc Day. It's classic cowboy boot Croc Day. All right, good show. Enjoy the weekend. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Do you believe that it's more stressful to fly than it is to go to the dentist?
I would disagree with that.
I couldn't disagree more. Not with you. I mean, with the findings of this survey that said 55% of people see air travel as a leading cause of stress. Higher than going to the dentist, higher than myriad other things as well that many would consider stressful. For some reason, air travel deemed more stressful than going to the dentist is one that I had to point out. Why? Why would people think it's so stressful compared to the dentist?
Maybe people are stressed out because they're going to miss their flight.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have children. I think the children add a lot of stress to the plane. Because when I go, I just know I'm going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
But if I've got some little people running with me,
they might misbehave.
They might be bad.
They might draw attention. I don't know. I always just think, just give them the iPad or whatever. And I feel like that usually satiates children these days.
Well, now on the plane, they have the duct tape, so.
That's right. So
you're good.
I wouldn't worry about that. Here's why I don't understand. For most people, when you're flying, I guess like the people that fly the most, one, they're probably the least likely to be stressed by it because they do it all the time. Two, they do it for business.
Yeah.
It's for work. So maybe it's not as fun. But for you and I and for the average air traveler, it might be stressful because, oh no, what if I miss my flight? What if it gets delayed or something? But at the same time, usually when you're flying, you're going somewhere fun.
It's exciting. I'm like skipping around.
Yeah, the destination, you got to get there. It's not easy to get there, but when you get to the destination, you know that you're in for some fun, or you're done on your vacation and you're ready to get home. And it's like, well, I've had a lot of fun here. I'm leaving a fun place, but going back to my own bed, going back to comfortability
to
again.
Relax.
Yeah. It's not like there's something okay at the other end. Well, I feel like the dentist.
What's the positive?
Yeah.
What's the fun part?
You theoretically are avoiding cavities. In the best case scenario. But usually going to the dentist, you're just bracing yourself for something bad to happen.
The buildup couldn't be worse. Like the buildup for the dentist all day, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the dentist today. If I'm sitting at work and I'm like, I'm going to Hawaii today.
Yeah.
I'm going to Florida today. I'm going to Arizona. Wherever you're headed, you're excited the whole day. I mean, you might be a little bit stressed because you got to get home and pack your things and go.
Yeah.
But it's like stress with excitement. The dentist is just stress. There's no fun part. There's no excitement.
Yeah, what is the reward of going to the dentist?
Like, how excited are you to see your hygienist? It must be through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's saying that air travel can't be stressful, because it is. It's like, oh, is this bag are they gonna make me pay extra for this bag? Is my flight gonna be delayed? Am I gonna be stranded in Austin, Texas for some reason because it's where my connecting flight is? I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns, but it's all still better than going to the dentist.
Like, worst case scenario, flying is like you missed your flight, which would stink.
But you're not gonna be stuck in Phoenix forever.
Exactly. And the worst case scenario at the dentist is like a serious amount of pain.
Yeah.
Like actual physical pain.
And it costing way more than you expected.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, you're rolling in here thinking you're gonna get a filling, and all of a sudden it's like, no,
you're getting a root canal.
Yeah, you need veneers.
Ugh.
I don't understand
a whole gum scrape.
I don't understand it. If you can try to change our minds.
There's a lot of people that are afraid to fly.
Uh-huh.
So I understand if you actually have a fear of flying, maybe that'd be more stressful.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean,
there's a lot of people that have a fear of the dentist.
I'm one of them.
All those drills and whatever.
All those noises, man, they're scary.
If you want to try to change our mind, go ahead. 8772-RADIO-U.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
And did you know this, Isaiah? Did you know dogs can get depressed?
I've seen some pretty sad-looking dogs.
Yeah. You ever get worried that Jim, the dog, is depressed?
No.
I think about that for Zafira, the dog, sometimes.
Jim's a happy boy. He doesn't do much.
Yeah.
But he likes it that way. He likes to relax.
Big
relaxer.
Sure?
Because he's a basset hound. You can just tell just by his own little aura that he's got going on.
Oh, okay.
He prefers to lay and just rest.
I sometimes I look at Zafira, my dog, and I think...
Your dog should be high energy.
What's going on in there? Yeah. Yeah,
like you should be taking you should be taking her to like the mountains.
Yeah.
On walks and stuff.
In the river.
Yeah, in the river. Let her swim around.
Fjording things. Sometimes I worry, and I think my worries, they may be well-founded here because the American Kennel Club says that dogs do experience mental health issues similar to depression. And I have 3 things here that you could possibly be doing. This is according to Pup Labs that could be contributing to your dog being depressed. Number 1, if they aren't getting enough exercise. Dogs are active creatures. And so if you're not getting your dog out there, letting it go on walks or run around the backyard, chase stuff, taking it to the dog park, whatever, if you're not doing that frequently enough, that could be contributing to your dog having mental health problems.
It's dog to dog.
Yeah.
Some dogs need a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some dogs, like my dog Jim, need just a little.
Yeah, I'm concerned that could be maybe now he's okay, maybe in the future, maybe it compounds on itself. You know,
we could see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
tackle that when we get there.
Yeah, right. But yeah, Zafira, I let her run around the backyard all the time to try to get her, make sure she's up and at 'em. Number 2, another thing you could be doing to possibly make your dog depressed is if you're not respecting your dog's boundaries. I was looking at this. I think this is particularly if you have kids, because they're just basically saying, like, if your dog gets up and walks away, that means it wants some alone time or it just wants to be away from you. And if you follow it around, dogs need boundary, like they need space too. They need alone time too. And so if you're following it around, but what kind of adult would do that?
I don't know, because I will say, Jim, he is like the most incredibly annoying dog of all time. Mm-hmm. He won't leave you alone. I've never had him.
He's making you depressed. Sounds like
he's all over me.
Yeah,
he is smothering me 24/7, smothering everyone in the house. So I've never had a time where I even chased him around. If he walks away from me, if I can even find a time where he's not looking at me, I'm like, oh my goodness, my dog's being normal for a little bit. But there's people that have dogs. They're a little more low key. They're a little bit more independent.
Yeah.
My dog, not independent whatsoever. He's like a newborn child. But if you have one of those more independent dogs, sometimes people want them to smother.
Yeah. They want the lap dog attention.
Yes.
And if the dog's not giving the attention,
you don't want it.
Yeah. It's too much. Okay. Here's the last one. The last thing that you could be doing that might be making your dog have mental health issues, and that is scolding your dog for things they don't understand. If you're yelling at your dog when you come home from work or whatever, saying, why did you tear this thing up? But he did that hours ago, so he doesn't even know what you're talking about. Dogs don't have that they can't make that connection. So if you aren't, like, a great example is if you're just punishing your dog or yelling at it, getting upset for something it did a long time ago. I came back from vacation. Sophia the dog had peed on my bed while I was gone. I couldn't yell at her for that. I just passive aggressively.
But you did anyway.
Yeah,
you did anyway.
I did because I was upset. So she might be very depressed at this point.
Well, yesterday I yelled at Jim, but that's because I made myself a PB&J, and when I turned my back to him to rinse off the knife, snagged it, ate the whole thing. Had to make another one.
And you had to dirty the knife again.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
after I had rinsed
that was in the moment. That was in the moment.
So then I turned around, and that was like the ultimate betrayal. I turned my back to you for 10 seconds. Yeah. You've been planning this. This is premeditated for minutes now. The whole time I was making this, you were waiting for me to just turn my back.
Sounds to me like Jim, the dog, isn't depressed enough.
Yeah, he needs to be a little bit more sad, it sounds like.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
I never leave home without blank. And phone, wallet, keys are obviously, those don't count.
The triple tap. The triple tap,
Yeah.
I like to call it. You tap the pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
Phone, wallet, keys.
But what is something else that you never leave home without? So, I mean, we can open up the Riot hotline for this one to see what other people might have to say about this. I'll tell you that, what are some of the ones I remember from last night? Somebody said lotion.
That's a good one.
Like balm. I always lotion up before I leave. I don't take it with me.
So are we thinking like, because I have a different routine depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm going to work, I'm not worried about bringing too much.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going like out on the town on like the weekend, I'm going to do things with my friends, then I've got a whole different lineup.
Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be literally never leave home, but it's like, yeah, if I'm leaving to go somewhere, what am I always taking with me in this scenario would be fine. Don't get
usually
too caught up in the semantics.
I like to have a piece of gum.
Okay. Always.
Just a singular.
Yeah.
Just a one piece. I don't need a pack.
Okay.
Just a one piece of gum because you really only need to freshen up one time.
I don't know.
Depending on how long you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Other things I like to leave the house with my dignity.
Okay.
If I'm walking out without that, I might as well head right back in the door. I like the lotion thing. I never do it. I sometimes carry chapstick.
Uh-huh. Oh, Brittany just texted in chapstick.
If I'm feeling flirty, I bring that chapstick.
I think chapstick depends on the time of year. That's true because I haven't had chapstick on me in a while, but we're getting to that time of year where I might, I'll grab my jacket from last year and what'll be in there? The chapstick from last year that I took with me everywhere. And so that's actually probably a good reminder that I should grab a new stick.
Ben says, I don't leave home without chapstick. Also feeling flirty. I like to, on the weekends, I'm also always wearing my watch. I feel naked without my watch.
Yeah.
But on weekdays, I don't rock the watches. I'll wear an Apple Watch every now and then.
Yeah.
But I'll wear my watch. David says water. Aaron, water bottle, says cup of coffee. Dee says EpiPen. Smart.
Yeah.
Josh, I always feel naked if I don't have my pocket knife with me. I also carry a katana.
I always feel like I should carry a pocket knife. But at some point, like I'm starting to get to the point already where my pockets are too full of stuff. So if I had a pocket knife to the mix and I had one other thing, then I always feel prepared, but then I feel overloaded.
I will say, as of late, on the weekends, I've started wearing cargo pants more, right?
Okay.
Because they're like turning back into style.
Okay.
And the amount of pockets in those things, I can fit so many things in there.
Yeah, but haven't you discovered, though, that like, one, because there's so many pockets and you're like, I know I have it in one of these pockets somewhere, and you're opening the Velcro on all of them, you can't find it. And then two, like, even if you have a lot of pockets, you're capable of carrying many things. You feel the weight on your legs. You feel like it weighs you down.
But that's why I'll slide. I'll put like main, the triple tap.
Yeah.
Phone, wallet, keys. Those are top pockets. Down below in my like knee pockets, that's where I'm tossing in that piece of gum. That's where I toss in a sliver of chapstick.
Put it down low, huh?
I put it down by the ankle.
Yeah, the ankle pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And so then I kind of forget about them.
I've got a few more, and more people are texting in. So what's something you never leave home without besides the obvious phone, wallet, keys? 8772 Radio U. We'll see what more people are saying next.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
I never leave home without what? Phone, wallet, keys, just about everybody. Make sure they have those. But what else? What are you bringing with you everywhere? Lots of people texting in with the water. Taking water with you everywhere. Got to stay hydrated. A lot of people texting in EpiPens. Like Hannah, who says, I'm allergic to honey and bee stings.
Well, she's a real liability, huh?
Can you leave it at home in the winter?
Can I even bring her around?
You never know. She's a wild card. Philip says, soda and snacks. Always.
That's a good friend, huh?
Yeah, that's right. He's always, just check in with Philip. He's got Mountain Dew. Always.
Just straight down his pants.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a Mountain Dew?
right there in the pocket.
Twizzlers, I got them.
Yeah. Dee texted in. She was saying, because we were saying, somebody texted in pocket knife. And I was like, I wish I carried a pocket knife with me, but I feel like I can't have so many. I'm running out of pockets.
I want to be a pocket knife guy.
Yeah. I feel like a multi-tool guy. Dee says just keep it in your car.
See, my dad used to be a pocket knife guy. Lost his edge as of late.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't carry the pocket knife with him.
Yeah, it's probably gotten you into a couple binds.
I think my mom said he wasn't allowed to anymore.
But I started thinking of all the stuff I keep in my car, and I always have an air pressure gauge in there because you never know when those tires.
An air pressure gauge.
Yeah, might need a little checkaroo.
Interesting.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I started putting that on my
on your keychain?
Yeah.
You wear it as a necklace? Your air pressure gauge.
Hold on before we go. Check for safety. But no, sometimes, you get the alert. You're like, is this real in the car? The little thing will go off. Do I have a flat tire? Really? Is it at 26 and you're giving me this, or is it at 8?
Yeah, difference.
So I always have that. And then this one I actually count as something I always have. I always have sunglasses. Because if I'm
in the car, of course,
if it's daylight, I need sunglasses. Even if it's cloudy or whatever, I definitely need to keep the sunglasses around 100% of the time.
Sensitive eyes you have.
I do. And then one other one that I always keep with me, and this is not in my car, this is on my person. Anywhere I go, I always have some headphones.
Smart.
I never know when I might need to tune everybody else out and pop those in. Jared, did you see this? Jared says he has a satchel, so that allows him to keep all the stuff he needs and no pockets necessary.
I'm with Jared on this one. I don't know what a satchel looks like.
That's like usually the satchel goes over your shoulder.
Because there's different.
Like you're a mail carrier. A mail carrier would have
a satchel, yes. But there's different, like, as a satchel, like, is it more of like a purse satchel? Is it more of like a fanny pack satchel? Because I've considered as of late possibly starting to go fanny.
Ooh. Oh, you're going to be a fanny guy.
Because I wore a fanny to a concert, like a festival I went to recently. Yeah. It's incredible. I mean, the amount of things. I put my phone in there, my wallet in there, my keys in there, zip them up, no worries. And I had it like on my chest too.
Yeah.
That way I knew that I wouldn't lose it. No one could steal my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And and if I need my phone, unzip right there. Boom. My pocket's free. It felt so free.
I like the idea. I'm trying to picture.
They're back in now.
Yeah, no, I know fanny packs are popular. I'm just trying to
mainly
picture.
Mainly with women, but guys can wear them too. All right, just own it.
I'm trying to imagine what kind of satchel or fanny pack would go with my style. Like what would I carry?
Maybe
around?
Like a flannel one. Maybe like a camo one.
Camo. What kind of guy do you think I am?
You're wearing camo right now. You're wearing green and brown right now. You could go straight to the woods and you could kill a deer if you wanted to.
Giving you the wrong impression. I wish I could kill a deer. I don't have that in me. You got what else? I thought
in my car, I've got toothbrush, toothpaste.
Smart.
You keep that in the side and your passenger little drop down thing in front. I forget what that's called. But you keep the compartment. Glove compartment, toothbrush, toothpaste in there. Just in case, yet again, just like the chapstick.
Yeah.
Feeling kind of frisky. You want to freshen up. I feel it.
You ever get worried about this? This is something that concerns me, is that sometimes if you brush your teeth out somewhere, and especially if you don't do it in front of a mirror, then like the toothpaste gets on something. And then you got the little white chalky mark somewhere.
You want to keep.
It's embarrassing, but then again, it also signals to other people
you're clean.
You brush your teeth. Is that really a bad thing?
Yeah, you want to keep that in there. I also keep like some sort of spray. Whether it's like a cologne and the deodorant.
Never know when you might need to freshen up.
You need to freshen up.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, you ever think about this? You ever think back to the days when you lived with your parents fondly?
Yes, I do.
You look back and... There's a lot of great things. You and I were independent people. We both have, you have a roommate, I have a wife.
Well, congratulations on all your success.
But we're in charge of where we live. We both have landlords, but we're in charge of it. And once there's some things that you just don't understand until you move out, some things that you miss about living with your parents. And it's not as much your parents being around. I mean, I like my parents, but I don't miss like living being around them all the time. But
you better watch your mouth.
But I do miss. This is what you look back on. You miss like when your microwave breaks. You would just go, "Mom, microwave's broken. We need a new one." And then eventually she'd just get a new one. Where if your microwave breaks when you're living on your own, that's your problem now. Now you have to buy a new microwave. Now you have to get a new air fryer. And that's the least of your... I mean, there's much bigger things that can break than a microwave. But even that's annoying. I miss that. That's the thing of just being able to be like, hey, this thing is broken. Mom and dad will fix it. And I don't have to worry about it. Most importantly, I don't have to spend money on it. It's not my problem. It might affect me temporarily, but they're going to fix it and then everything will be back to normal. And I didn't have to do really anything. And sometimes in life, you wish, you long for that. You've got problems and all of a sudden they're your problems. You can't just pawn them off on somebody else and then eventually magically they get fixed. I'm telling you right now, Jesus wants to be your parents in that way where you have a problem. You're like, oh man, this is my problem now. I've got to be the one to pay to fix it. I've got to be the one to deal with it. It doesn't have to be that way. You can just go, hey, Jesus, deal with this for me. And whatever it is, you hand that problem off to him. It's not yours anymore. And just like the microwave, it's not going to be magically fixed instantly, necessarily. It's not instantly going to be resolved. But you just hand it off to him. Eventually, it will be resolved. It will be dealt with. And you don't have to worry about it as much. You don't have to pay for it as much. Jesus will do that for you. It's so, you had so much less worries when you live with your parents. That's what Jesus wants to do for you. He wants to take away a lot of that worry, a lot of that stress. Let him do it. You want to know more? Start talking to him. Say, hey, God, I'm ready for that. Show me more. And you can also go to radiou.com/free gift.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
It's that time of year. Halloween coming up. CandyStore.com has put out their annual list, the most popular Halloween candies by state. There's some shockers on here. Go ahead, Isaiah. Give me a state. Tell you their favorite candy for Halloween.
Let's kick it off with some of the Radio U states.
Okay.
Let's do...
To me, every state is a Radio U state, by the way.
Fair.
We're nationwide.
California.
California's favorite Halloween candy is M&M's.
Trash. Let's do another state.
Yeah.
How about Oklahoma?
Oklahoma likes Skittles. Interesting.
I like Skittles.
Skittles are a little more
solid,
exciting than M&M's.
Yeah, Skittles, fair. Cool. I'm fine with that. What about Michigan?
Michigan's favorite Halloween candy, according to CandyStore.com, is Starburst.
I'm cool with that. Starburst, good choice.
Starburst, yeah.
How about Ohio?
This one's going to blow your mind. You ready? Ohio's favorite Halloween candy is Blow Pops.
What a trash pick.
What kind of...
Blow Pop, I wouldn't even consider. A lollipop as your favorite candy? I mean, I prefer it over like a Tootsie Pop. I prefer a Blow Pop.
Yes, I agree.
But
other states did have Tootsie Pop as their favorite, by the way, including New Jersey and Tennessee.
We just went through
the state of Washington.
We just went through 5 states.
Mm-hmm.
No chocolate bars.
No, but they are on the list. You just didn't select the states that chose them. Like Pennsylvania likes the Hershey mini bars. So does West Virginia.
Whoa. They just like the Hershey bar.
Yeah, just like, the ones that come in the little variety bag, and there's like Hershey's and then Hershey's Dark.
This makes sense because of Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but
that's the only reason.
Well, but also West Virginia likes those.
That's their favorite?
And Hawaii.
What? So you would pick a regular Hershey's chocolate bar,
Nevada,
over like a Snickers?
Yeah, I think this is wrong. I think this methodology is questionable to me because I believe they do this by which state, what they're buying the most of.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I guess that's a logical way to do it on its face.
But that's not your favorite.
No, but that's what people are buying. That's what grown-ups are buying to give to kids. But what the real answer would be asking kids, what is the first thing you're going to eat out of your Halloween bucket? And it's not the Hershey mini bars, and it's not a Tootsie Pop. It's not M&Ms even. I don't know if any of these. I'm trying to find some states that have a good one. Let's see.
I see on the map.
Mm-hmm.
I see Reese's in a state in the middle of the U.S. that I'm not sure which one it is.
Florida, Iowa, Kentucky all have Reese cups. Also, New Hampshire.
Twix for Montana, respectable.
Yep. Some places, New York has Sour Patch Kids. Nebraska.
Is Snickers not for any state?
Snickers, Idaho.
Idaho. Okay.
Idaho might be the only one.
That's wildly low.
Yeah, I just don't like the way they do this. I also want to know. Is it changing over time? Because they do this every year. Are states' favorites changing over time, or is it the same every single year? I feel like it has to be some variation, right?
You would think so.
New Mexico can't be. Well, that one maybe kind of. Minnesota can't be hot tamales every single time.
It can't be. Who is buying that many hot tamales?
Right.
Who are buying these? I'm so confused.
Apparently, people in Minnesota and North Dakota, they love the hot tamales. I don't understand it.
For me, none of these would be my top pick. My favorite isn't even on here.
What's your favorite?
You know my favorite's the Take 5, baby.
The Take 5, you love the Take 5.
I love the Take 5. Way underrated. Isn't even on here.
It's hard to say. What's the first thing I would eat out of a Halloween bucket? Getting my candy holidays mixed up. Probably just Reese's. I'm just going to take a Reese's. Why? I'm not.
Fair.
Who am I kidding? That's what I'm going to eat. It's the best Halloween candy. It's the best candy, period. Especially if you give me the pumpkin.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
I don't know if you've seen that NASA has announced a deal with Prada. Not the band, the company. NASA is going to enlist Prada, the luxury brand, to help make their new space suits for astronauts going into space. Prada going to be working with a company called Axiom to put together these new space suits for the astronauts. How do you feel about it?
Seems a little bit bougie for me.
It could be. So
Prada's also not my favorite of the luxury brands.
Yeah, what would you go with?
I would probably go with Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton, good
That's
choice.
my favorite one.
Coach. I mean, why not just go straight to add some Swarovski crystals on there or something? You know? I can see two sides of this, because one side could say Prada's a little fancy, a little expensive. We're really going to use our taxpayer dollars to pay Prada to dress our astronauts, is one school of thought I can understand.
NASA just loves wasting those dollars away, don't they?
They're right, just flush
How many
them
times
away.
are they going to circle the moon? I mean, come on, let's land on it.
But think about this. They've got some big stuff planned, trying to send people to Mars. They're putting people back on the moon again in the near future. And you think about it, you want those astronauts to look good. If they actually accomplish something, if they actually land on the moon,
if NASA does something important for once,
those pictures are going to be around forever. We've seen Neil Armstrong and the astronauts from 1969. We've seen pictures, seen those spacesuits up in museums for years. For the rest of time, we'll see those, and we'll look. And you look at them, you don't think, "Oh, that looks cool." You're like, "That looks uncomfortable, bulky, old-fashioned. It doesn't look cool." So we need these things. The next time we go to the moon, we need to fix what we didn't do right the first time, and that is we need to make sure the astronauts look good so we can be proud of what will be displayed for the rest of time.
See, the only thing I don't like is what I'm seeing here.
Uh-huh.
The spacesuits are black. I want that crisp white look. When you think of us landing on the moon, all white. You got to go with the all whites, right?
Well,
maybe a little splash of red.
They've done orange in the past, I think, too, which just kind of looks like you're a prisoner.
Yeah.
That you were sent up to outer space.
I want the clean whites if we're going to the moon.
But I think the whites, do you think they get, I feel like they always look dirty.
Yeah, but that just looks right, though.
I think black also blends in with the outer space. Not great for pictures, which is what I'm talking about here. I want these pictures, this video to look good.
When you think about the white ones, they bounce off the screen. It's so dark up there.
I think we need a brighter color. We need like a really.
You want to go like lime green or something?
No. I'm thinking like a really good blue, like not navy, not
a USA blue.
Yeah, like a royal blue, like a really bright, pops off the page blue, would look great.
That's not really our blue though.
Not navy. That's what's on the flag. I want it to be brighter than that.
I want it to be. I want it to be like a red, white, and blue look. I think I want all whites with some maybe like a little red and the blue on there. That's what I would go with. But I don't like this black look at all. I think you have to go with the white.
If this is what they are doing, I feel let down. I mean, it looks better than the originals, but it looks like they've got different options too. They have a white option and a black option, so you can be happy. But it's not what I was hoping for from Prada.
Well, NASA hasn't that many things that I've been hoping for in a while.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Do you consider being a pet owner stressful?
There's stresses to it.
Just in regards to what? What do you think is stressful about it?
When my dog is being annoying.
Yeah.
When my dog smells bad. Oh, I need to make an appointment to get him to the groomer today.
The stress.
Boom, bang, bing. Just came up with one.
Would you consider being a pet owner more stressful than managing a relationship with a girlfriend?
With a woman?
Yeah, with a lady.
No.
Not a chance, right?
Because the thing is I don't understand what my dog wants. But he doesn't get upset with me for that. Yeah. I don't understand what the woman wants either. But she is gonna get upset about that.
My dog will never leave me.
True. He is stuck.
A woman could leave me very easily. Many have.
And as much as Jim tries to run away, I'm always able to bring him back in the house.
That's true. So far, anyways. So far, there's always something you can do. According to a new study of 2,000 pet owners, more people thought that owning a pet was stressful than having a relationship with a partner or having kids.
Well, those people are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
They probably never had kids. There's no chance.
Probably not, and they probably shouldn't if they think owning a pet is so stressful.
So hard. I mean, like literally you can just put your dog in a crate and you can leave it alone.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do something on a Friday or Saturday night, you could do something.
You don't have to ask your dog's permission.
Your kid, on the other hand, if you have a baby, you can't leave your baby anywhere.
Many people's social lives come to an end when they have children. Your social life doesn't come to an end when you have a dog.
No, I'm thriving currently.
Yeah. Your dog increased your social life probably.
Yeah, and then comparing that to having kids.
You know what's also more expensive than a pet is a partner or a child.
Yeah.
I don't understand this at all. 42% of people
are uneducated.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Sounds like they're complainers, if I had to guess. They feel like having a dog. They probably have a puppy right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is really hard, which it is. I had a puppy. Just like 2 years ago, Jim was a puppy, and it was terrible. It was super stressful, and it stressed me out. But at the same time, he was pooping and peeing in the house every day. But at the same time, it doesn't even compare to having a child. Just the financial stress alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I spend like $50 on food for Jim for like a 2-month period.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
People are worrying too much.
You're stressing too much.
Yeah. Your dog is not that hard to please. Your cat's even probably easier. It's not that.
A cat is, come on. There's nothing.
You could forget you have a cat for a week and nothing would change.
And your cat might be happier because they really don't like you anyway.
You can't forget you have a girlfriend. You can't forget you have a child. This is the most nonsense study. You know what they must have done? They must have phrased this question in a weird way.
In a really odd.
They probably said, which of these furry friends is most stressful for you? A pet, a partner, or a child? Probably did something like that to try to juice up the results for the pets, because there's no way this is true.
A 0% chance.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.